Good afternoon, Charlotte golfers. Today we continue our tour of Waterford Golf Club. We have finished up the front nine. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll put a link in the description to that video in case you missed it. And today we continue on with the back nine. If you like the videos, give me a big thumbs up. Lets me know that you care. Hit that notification bell to let you know when we've got new videos up. And without further ado, we are on to the back nine, and I am inviting you to come along. 10 is a good par 4. Tee off here. You want to hit it to the left of that pine tree, and if you do, you have a simple little shot into the green. 10 only plays 352, so if you hit something down here, you'll have this shot in, greens here. You'll have 8, 9 iron into this green. The key is off the tee. You have to keep your tee shot left of this bad mama jamma. You do not want to mess with this tree. I have hit this thing at least 50 times in my life, I think. Oh, look, little moon. Keep it left of this. Hit it over there, 7 or 8 iron into this green, and Bob's your uncle. The first par 3 on the back, number 11, is no joke. From the blue tee here, it plays 156, plays a little downhill. There's another tee back behind me that I am not walking that far back. It's 186 yards. The bunker here on the right is new. There is some water over there. Shouldn't be in play, but I guess it could be depending on the tee shot you hit. But this is no joke of a par 3. You better hit a good shot here. And to the left of this green, I just drove up and I found this golf ball. The rough can be thick in some spots. I almost didn't even see it. Green is there. Long and left. Don't do it. And this is the green on 11. I'm ahead of the mowers now, so I apologize that the greens haven't been cut. But I don't even think that it's 7:45 yet, so I'm way out ahead of them. Tee's back there. You can see this pond now here, what I was talking about. And let's take a look at that new bunker. And it's not a new bunker. The bunker's always been here, but it's new sand. They rebuilt it. So there's new liner, new construction, new sand. It's looking good. On to number 12. Straightforward par 4. You do have some bunkers here you have to contend with. But as has been the modus operandi, if you hit it at those bunkers there with a cut back to the 150 marker, you're going to be dead in the middle of the fairway. You have to avoid this right-hand side. Right-hand side is jail. You do not want to be there. Cut off those bunkers right in the middle of the fairway. And this should be your approach shot. I'm at about 140 yards. The green is elevated up, probably about 20 foot above the fairway, so keep that in mind. I usually play like an extra club. 2 fairway bunkers over to the left to contend with, so of course we want to avoid those. They're actually really deep and they're set below the surface of the green considerably, so avoid those. Play it as an uphill shot. As I'm walking back to the 13th tee, little factoid for you guys. Waterford was purchased by the Carolina Panthers. I'm not sure how long ago, but it was relatively recent. But it was purchased by the Panthers. Someone asked me in one of my other videos if I was going to be coming down here. And then they said, why did the Panthers purchase a golf course? I'll be honest with you, I don't, I'm not privy to that. They didn't bring me into that board meeting. But since they purchased the golf course, I will say they put a lot of effort and a lot of money back into the course, making a lot of improvements, especially in the clubhouse. But this place is looking really spectacular. 13 is my favorite hole on the golf course. 2-tier fairway, It's going to play, I think, 420 from the back tees. I'm here on the blue tee. One of the first holes on this golf course where you almost have to hit a right to left type shot. Big hill on the right hand side. Everything will funnel down to the left, as you can see the general slope there. So anything to the right with a little bit of draw back to that 150 marker, and you'll be sitting pretty as a peach. From up on the hill, you get a bird's eye view. Got a little red-tailed hawk above me. Bird's eye view looking back at the tee box. I'm standing on that big hill to the right, and you can see everything slopes down. You want to hit something right down here, maybe inside that 150, but you've got two fairways, level 1 down below, level 2 up above, and then straight shot at the green. I would say the golf course that I've seen so far has been really well maintained. It's not a lot of worn out areas around the cart paths, around the tees and around the greens and things like that. And that's some of the things I look for to see how well the golf course is being taken care of. I don't want to see a lot of dirt, worn out areas around the tees and around the greens. I like the periphery of the golf course to be maintained, as well as the actual playing conditions of the course. What I mean by that is the actual tees, the rough, the fairways, the greens, like where you're going to play your golf ball from. I want that to be in good shape. But I also like when the perimeter of the golf course is aesthetically pleasing as well, and Waterford meets all of that criteria. I would say, other than having to hit a really good tee shot, you have to avoid this bunker. You have to avoid this bunker. Take enough club to get over this bunker, and this green is fairly small. It is sloped from the back to the front, so keep that in mind. And it rolls really fast, or at least it did the last time I was out here a couple months ago. First par 5 on the back 9, and you can see more of this tall heather to give the links look. I love it. And now to look at our first par 5. This is a really good hole. I really love 13. I really love 14. Hit your shot out here. Hit a little fade back. Man, Harold Irwin in these fades, he just loves it. Or I've actually hit it over this tree right here with a little draw, and you'll be right in the middle of the fairway. If you hit a really good tee shot here, depending on whether you play the white tees or the blue tees here, if you hit a good tee shot here, you can reach this in 2, but you have to hit the ball in play. I do remember the rough here is really thick, so let's go take a look and see. The rough's not bad. I mean, probably just enough of a nuisance to be able to keep you from hitting a longer iron onto this green. But like I said, if you hit it in this fairway, this is about what you're going to have. I'm just outside of the 200-yard marker. You can see the green there. There is water over here on the left-hand side that you have to be careful of. But you have so much room to the right. If you aim it at that solitary pine tree there, play that as your miss, you're going to be fine. You'll have a simple little pitch up to this green. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's a young little buck right here. 6-pointer maybe. There you go. You see that guy walking? There are a lot of deer out here. I've seen several. This is the first. I've seen fawns and does. This is the first young buck I've seen. Look at that, he's just walking along like he doesn't have a care in the world. Here's our green. We were just back here in the fairway. Approach shot down to here, avoid the deer. Really fun hole. I do want to mention, I love the way that this grass looks. This is so cool. You don't see this on a lot of golf courses around in the Charlotte area. And it is so neat to kind of have that links feel, even though we're in a neighborhood. I mean, you can see there's houses right there. But from this perspective, we could be in England or Scotland. Second par 3 on the back 9. Once again, really cool heather around the left side. 150, give or take, from the blue tee here. This is a fun hole. There's a bunker over here to the left, but you got plenty of room. The green is about that wide. So it's about as wide as this tee box in front of us. So just aim down the middle of that tee box and hit a straight shot. You'll be right on there. Now this green is really fast, but I'd say 13, 14, and 15 are really fun holes. And you can see here, this is fairly dramatic with this heather grass on this hole. See, it runs all the way down that side, and then here's our green. The green does slope right to left and from front to back considerably, and it can be really quick. But straightforward par 3. The last par 5 on this side, we're on the loop, what I call the loop. So we come underneath from the 15th green, we come underneath the road, and then we've got 2 holes back here that go here and then kind of come back this way. But this is a par 5, 500 yards from the back. This is a reachable par 5. You're going to want to hit it at that solo tree. This fairway slopes dramatically from right to left, so you want to try and keep it to the right so that the ball will funnel into the fairway. If you get too far left, you can be blocked out, and then you'll have to play a shot back out to the right and then pitch onto the green. And you can see the green sits way back in this little hollow area. This is where you can get blocked out down there on the right hand side. Our tee box, we teed off back there. We're going to want to leave ourselves something right in here. Usually you can have about 220 to 200 yards into this green depending on which tee you play. And you've got to hit something to the right. You do not want to be to the left. I'll show you that in a minute, but you want to keep it out to the right. From back in the fairway, sometimes you'll hit a shot and you'll have it over here in this rough. It's not too bad. It's just a simple little pitch down. As you can see here. Big green, fast green. Really the only thing I'd say on this hole that you have to avoid on your approach shot is this mess down here. You just don't want to be down here. Not a lot of fun. You really have to avoid this at all costs. They've laid some zoysia sod here beside the 17th tee. I always like seeing this. And they've been growing in some new grass on this back tee. This is the kind of TLC that I like to see. Grass being planted right here beside the cart path, and that's what I was talking about. About a year ago, I guess it was, they came through here and they cut out a lot of these trees. Once again, you have to have the sunlight. You can see it's almost 9 a.m. There's no sun on this tee box at all. 2 really good finishing holes, 17 and 18. From the blue tee here, we're going to have right at 380 yards. Out, cut to the right, as Hella Irwin seems to love so much. Usually leaves about a 8-9 wedge or something, depending on which tee you play. I would say 17 and 18 are 2 very fair finishing holes. They're not overly challenging, but you can get in trouble off the tee box, as you'll see. But once you conquer that tee shot on 17 and 18, they both provide shorter irons into these greens. So still challenging, but not unfair. And this is what you'll be left with in 17. About 140 yards into this green. There is a bunker over here to the right. You don't want to be long, so just something in the middle of this green. Take your 2 putts. Make your par, bogey, birdie. Just kind of get out of here without making a huge mistake. 400 yards from the blue tee. Number 18 does present a couple of challenges from the tee. Number 1, you don't have a tremendous amount of room, although you have a hill over here to the right, and it will feed balls down to the left. But if you can see, let me see if I can pan in so you can see. See that little outcropping right there? There is a creek over there, and there's water. You have to be very careful not to hit the ball too far. The 150 marker is about as close as you want to be to this green, because you start running the risk of going into that creek off the tee. Got some decisions to make here, and you've got to be accurate. But if you can conquer that, the second shot into the green is a little uphill, but doesn't present a tremendous amount of challenges. You can see what I was talking about. Here's the creek. There's your 150 marker. Obviously, tee is back here. But this little outcropping right here is what I was pointing to. Now you can see you really need to just be short of the 150 marker to shoot up the hill there to the green. This green does play a little uphill from the fairway. So from back here, if you have like 160, you probably need to play at like just under 170. But there's nothing up here to really get you in trouble unless you hit it down here to the right. But even at that, the rough is thick enough to where it's going to catch your golf ball. I don't really know if you want to be long. I mean, I've never played with anyone who was long on this hole. And then, of course, the green is large enough to receive the shot. Solid finishing hole. So that does it for Waterford. Really good golf course. It's in really good condition. I highly, highly recommend you come out and give it a shot. Like I said, from Charlotte, it took me less than 25 minutes to get here. I'd say if it's 35 minutes from downtown, I'd be shocked. But it is just a quick jet down I-77 south. Get off the interstate, follow your maps, it'll get you right here. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button if you liked the video. Go ahead and hit subscribe, notification bell, all of those good things. You can book your tee times here at Waterford at charlottegolf.com. And until the next video, my friends, hit them long and hit them straight.